Give a damn about a hater when I feel like it. Not today, not today, not today, not tomorrow. Get out my way.
Yo, what's good, everybody? Again, welcome to Straight No Chaser. I'm your boy, Petty Pat. Hey, so today, we here to talk about one of the best new animes I've seen in a minute. I'm here to talk about the anime Blue Lock. Now, if you don't know what Blue Lock is, it is a sports anime. It is about the sport of soccer. This story was created by two people. This story was created by Muneyuki Koneshira and Yusuke Nomura. This is a great anime. Like, this anime is responsible for getting me in the manga. Like, I was so against reading manga until this anime came out. Like, this anime enticed me so much, I could not wait to see what happened next. So I started reading the manga because of this. Started reading manga because of this anime. Now, the studio, they went with 8-Bit Studio. Fantastic studio. They killed this animation. Like, the animation, the overall story for this anime, amazing. Like, Blue Lock for me has now set the precedent on how sports anime should be done. If you don't know how sports anime should be done, for all you creators out there, manga writers, follow Blue Lock's blueprint. Just saying. Blue Lock is killing it in the sports game. Don't get me wrong. There are some other great sports animes, Kuroko no Basket, Haikyuu, Ace of Diamond. All of those are great sports animes, but Blue Lock has now set the precedent on how a sports anime should be properly fucking done. This story is great. The characters are great. This is probably one of the first animes where I'm flip-flopping back and forth between who my favorite characters are. Like, I cannot pick one favorite character from this anime. There are so many great characters, so many great moments in this anime. I don't even watch the sport of soccer regularly, like, at all. This shit right here made me go buy FIFA 23, and I don't even play FIFA. This shit right here almost made me consider watching soccer as a sport. Like, that's how good this anime was. This anime was amazing. It sucks that it is over 24 episodes, but I am still reading the manga, so it don't even matter. I can't wait. I hope it gets renewed for season 2. This Blue Lock was fantastic. Now, let's talk about the overall story. So, the story of Blue Lock is basically Japanese soccer is at an all-time low, and the higher-ups are trying to find a way to bring Japanese soccer back to its former glory. And so they decide, they come up with a bunch of harebrained schemes. Nothing's really Nothing's really clicking. And then this one lady comes in with an idea. It's called Blue Lock. Blue Lock is essentially a training program where they are looking to find the best strikers in the world. They hire a man, which, good God, the guy who runs Blue Lock, he has the most villainous sounding name I've ever heard of in my life, and I love the name. The person running Blue Lock and that they bring in to run this development program, his name is Jinpachi Ego. If that don't sound like a villainous ass name to you, I don't know what does. Like, Jinpachi Ego, like, it sounds like he's about to go do some damage somewhere, like, as soon as you say his name. Anyways, but they start this development program called Blue Lock where they're in search to find the next best striker, which I don't really know what that is in soccer. I'm assuming it's the guy who makes all the goals. So for all my soccer heads out there, please help me. Help me, please. Anyways, they're looking for the next best striker. So we go into it, we follow, we catch up with now the main character, Isagi Yoichi. We catch up with him. He is in at his final and last high school championship game. Of course, he's your main character. So again, he's your underdog. He's, again, good at soccer, but not as good as everyone else surrounding him. Typical anime protagonist, typical main character. So Isagi gets invited to compete in Blue Lock. Blue Lock starts. It's completely mind-blowing on how his approach is. Basically, Jinpachi Ego tells these guys they have to basically recreate soccer from zero. Essentially, like basically recreate the sport on how they would play it in their head, or how they would continue the sport, like continue the evolution of the sport. So we start off with a weird exercise. This is to eliminate, I think, either one or the first. No, this is like to eliminate like the first couple people out of blue lock, or one person out of blue lock. So it's like kind of like a dribbling drill. So essentially, it's like tag, but with a football, but a chest with a football, with a soccer ball, whatever, football, soccer, whatever you call it. You're probably going to hear me say soccer a lot in this video, but with a soccer ball. So essentially, they played tag with the soccer ball. Last person to have it or touch it or whatever was out. Isagi meets this character. I can't remember his name because, again, he's not important. We don't ever see him again in the series or throughout the rest of Blue Lock, so I don't know his name, but essentially Isagi eliminates this guy, and this guy is pissed. So again, Isagi now progresses into Blue Lock, so on and so forth. So we start with Blue Lock. First, we start out with like teams of 11. We start off with a full soccer team on the field. And this is just random. All these guys play random positions. They're just thrown together as a team. Isagi's team is, of course, the lowest ranking team in the Blue Lock at that time. So everyone who was ranked right around Isagi or lower than Isagi are all on the same team. All these guys have different personalities. They play different positions. So throwing them together to make a makeshift team, telling them they have to start soccer from zero and recreate it in their own way is just nuts in and of itself. So we progress to the story. We start with the first game. It's basically, Jinpachi lies to them and tells them it's a series of games in 5 buildings. It's either 3 or 5 buildings. Teams are lettered A to Z. So all these teams are competing in different buildings, trying to progress further in Blue Lock. Now, so we progress. We get to now where Isagi, we get through the first stage of Blue Lock, or the first selection. So Isagi gets through along with a couple of other characters that I enjoy and love, and we'll get to that in a second. But Isagi gets through, and then we go to second selection, which is essentially like a elimination style, I guess you could say, like round robin things. So basically you start with a team of 3, and then whichever team wins that soccer game, they get to pick and take a player from the opposing team to join their team. This happens, I believe, until there are at least, I want to say 4 to 5 teams of 5. So they're playing multiple games like every day, essentially stealing and re-stealing players to get their team bolstered and get ready to hopefully progress to third selection. So, of course, in true fashion, Isagi ends up on a team with the top 3 ranked players later on down the road after losing for the second time to him in the game. So Isagi ends up on Ren's team, who was like the number 1 ranked character or soccer player or whatever within Blue Lock right now. So, okay, cool. They go on to play the World 5 before any of the other teams in the third selection are revealed. So they play the World 5, who are all speak English. Like, you know, the funny thing about English-speaking anime characters, like, it was just a clip I saw on TikTok recently that says never trust an English-speaking anime character. Like, because they're always up to something. But anyways, I didn't really get too much from the World 5 as far as characters I like, but the 2 guys I liked the most from the World 5 that Isagi and company played were Dada Silva from Brazil and Julian Loki from France. Those 2, love the character design, love the way they look, just the overall character, their overall characters are great. Anyways, yeah, they play the World 5. Of course, they lose, and in excruciating fashion. Like, they get their asses whooped by the World 5, which to nobody's surprise. Like, you guys are in this developmental program. They are professional athletes playing soccer around the world. So we all knew you guys were going to get that ass spanked. Anyways, where this anime ended was Isagi and his team basically being revealed with the other like 4 or 5 teams of 5 that have made it through the third selection of Blue Lock. That's where this anime ends, and that's where we leave off. Again, as I said, I'm progressing. I'm not going to spoil you anything else because I am reading through the manga. Because again, this anime is the reason I started reading manga. Let's jump into this. My favorite characters from this anime. Again, this anime had me flip-flopping back and forth between characters I like. So we have Isagi Yoichi, the main character. Fantastic character. I don't know what it is. Like, I don't get behind a lot of mains. I say there's like a couple main characters I can get behind. Naruto, Deku, Goku, of course. But those are like the basics. Yusuke Urameshi. Those are like some of the main characters I would get behind. But Isagi, something about this guy I liked from jump. Like, for most of the time, for me to like a main, like they're annoying at first from jump. Like Asta from Black Clover, couldn't stand him at first. But as I progressed through Black Clover, I started to like him more. So that's what Isagi was not like that for me. Isagi, I liked him from jump. I don't know what it was. I liked Isagi from day one. This was like my guy. Then we sort of meet later on in the story. I didn't bring him up. We meet Bachara, who is essentially Isagi's, I want to say, like the second main, I guess, of the show. Maybe. Like, I want to say he's kind of like Sasuke and Bakugo and Todoroki, I guess. If I had to compare him to like certain characters being the second to the main character. But we meet Bachara again. Like this guy from Jump. I don't know what it is. I think it's just because his character design, he just seems like that crazy kind of weird character. I don't know. I gravitate toward a character like that. Baro. Baro is this freak of nature athlete. He calls himself the villain of the field. Hated him at first. First time playing Isagi, couldn't stand this dude. I was like, I can't stand him. But the moment in the third selection where him and Isagi have to play together, I fell in love with Baro. Baro is amazing. And now let's talk about my guy. It's going to be with a little sadness because of how the anime ended. Kunigami. Kunigami is one of my favorite characters. He believes himself to be like, he sees soccer players as superheroes. Like, he's like in a world where like superheroes are like fake, and in comics he always looked at soccer players as real superheroes. So he kind of sees himself as like the superhero of the field. He has a very strong physique, very strong demeanor. There's just something about his character is very stoic that I like, and I love his character design. And then we get to my guy here. I like to call him best boy, Nagi Seishiro. Nagi is like, who can I compare Nagi to? Nagi is like the Shikamaru of this series. Everything's a drag until like it catches his attention. Until something like intrigues him, everything's a drag. It's boring. He doesn't want to deal with it. And I think Isagi is responsible for getting this man more competitive, getting him out of that lazy mentality. Like, Isagi is responsible for a lot of these players evolving and becoming better soccer players because of it. And it's only because Isagi is constantly evolving in this show himself as a character. Like, the character development of all of these characters is amazing, and it just got better and better and better every episode. Like, I can't say enough about how fantastic this show is. Those are some of my favorite characters. There is a guy I got, like, you know, when you watch a TV by yourself and you have those moments where you kind of jump up and cheer because something excites you or whatever. I got excited recently in the last episode of Blue Lock, episode 24, because there was a character on Isagi's team in the first selection of Blue Lock named Raichi. Love this character design. He has the typical character design that I love. Like, he's just like hard edge. He kind of has like the shark teeth, which is never really explained for why some characters have that. Just typical mean dude. He reminded me a lot of Bakugo. And if you know me, Bakugo is my favorite character in My Hero Academia. So he reminded me a lot of Bakugo. So I gravitated towards Raichi. So when he went missing after the first selection, I was like kind of sad. Even though he was kind of a minor character to begin with, he wasn't like a main, but or a side character. But when he popped back up after making it through the second selection or the third selection, oh my God, I lost it. I was so happy to see Raichi again. So I forgot to mention Raichi. Raichi is a fantastic character. If you don't watch this show, please watch it. Like, even if you aren't into sports anime, I guarantee you this anime will get you into sports anime. But compared to other sports animes, Blue Lock, like as I said at the beginning of this video, Blue Lock has now set the precedence for what, if you're going to make a sports anime, watch Blue Lock. Don't get me wrong, as I said before, Kuroko no Basket, Ahiru no Sira, Haikyuu, Ace of Diamond, Eye Shield, these are all great sports animes. All great sports animes, but Blue Lock has come through to me, in my personal opinion, animation-wise, story-wise, other than Kuroko no Basket. Kuroko no Basket and Haikyuu story-wise are very, very close in competition to Blue Lock. I do enjoy those. But Blue Lock right now is just it for me. So I hope we get a season 2 of this. Overall, this was an amazing anime. Again, I give this shit a 10 out of 10. I would recommend this to anybody. I would recommend this as a starter anime. Low-key, if you're looking for a starter anime and you love sports and you enjoy soccer, I'll probably recommend this to you. But Blue Lock was fantastic. Please, Mune, Yuki, Kaneshiro, and Yusuke Nomura, please, I hope you like the anime adaptation of your story and let us get a season 2. Because I know most of the time in anime, we don't get second seasons or third seasons or whatever because the creators did not like the anime adaptation of the story they wrote. But I hope they enjoyed the anime adaptation of their amazing story. So I hope we get a season 2. Please, 8-Bit Studio, let us get a season 2. Crunchyroll, please let them get a season 2. Whoever is in charge of green lighting season 2, please let us get a season 2. But yeah, I just want to get on here. Blue Lock is the GOAT. Blue Lock is goated within anime, in my opinion. And yeah, just want to get on here and tell you what I think about the shit. All right, keep it classy, motherfuckers. Deuces.
Open these eyes, up there hiding from the storm. Try to patch in all this hole, yeah, on my fucking dome. Tired of being an asshole like